Hello, welcome to our first high-def video.
Alright, what's up you guys? That's Jono's face. This is my face. Welcome to HUMDiNGER!
Welcome back. We are doing the third generation of tastiest Pokemon.
The Ruby Sapphire games.
Emerald.
And that. We each have our own personal top 10 list that we've gone through and decided in our own ways. And then we're going to make a unanimous decision for the top 3. I just went purely on what I think they would taste like and don't really give a shit on whether or not I could, would, or would want to kill these things. I'm just assuming that they come in prepackaged steaks from the market. So I'm taking morality completely out of it.
I, on the other hand, kill the animal from the start, then cook it and prepare it and do all that. Which means that Pokemon that I absolutely love, I couldn't kill and eat. Alright, starting off the list, we have number 10!
My number 10, I went with Mudkip and the evolved forms of Mudkip. I googled what Salamander and Axolotl taste like because I think that's what Mudkip is based on. And apparently, they're actually quite tasty. So, I couldn't find a description of what it tastes like, but apparently it's being hunted to extinction. Like, there are salamanders in China that are being hunted to extinction because people eat them, and they're too tasty. Well, don't axolotls regrow their legs? You can just rip a leg off and eat it, and then just wait for it to grow back and eat the next one.
I'm not gonna do that. The first problem I have with Mudkip Mush Swampert is I'm not sure it's an axolotl salamander. I think it might be more of a mud skipper sort of fishy thing.
But still, people do eat fish. So.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Something else I want to point out is it's got mud, swamp, and marsh. All of those sound like they're going to be green and goopy and not at all pleasant to numb on.
To numb on?
Yes. My number 10. I went with Crawdaunt. I don't really enjoy eating crustaceans that much, but I know if I was starving in the middle of the bush and I was to wander over to a river and stumble across a giant clawy monster, I would bludgeon it to death and then cook the meat and eat it.
And a thing like that, you cook while it's alive anyway. You just chuck it in a boiling pot.
I'm going to assume that it tried to attack me, in which case I'm going to be vindictive and kill it.
Just for the lols?
Not for the lols, for the revenge. I'm a big revenge beater.
Okay. My number 9, I went with Seedot and or Nuzleaf. Because I think they're nuts.
They're crazy!
They're based on like nut things, and I assume their meat would be like nut meat. Like a cashew or something, and you could roast it and wouldn't taste bad. Salt it. Roasted salted Seedot is probably actually a snack in the Pokemon world.
Seedot looks like it'd be delicious. Nuzleaf looks like it'd start to cross into the creepy boundary because it's human shaped. My number 9 is Melodic. Melodic?
Milotic.
Milotic.
I don't know.
Eel-like fish. The reason, and that's the reason I picked it, is because I know that eel, snake, fish are all delicacies to some level. Yeah, the reason I picked that is because I know that it's delicious, and basically that's where I went. I know that a lot of, seaside communities used to eat eel quite a lot, and it's meant to be, nicely, like when it's grilled or something, it's meant to be quite nice.
Yeah. My number 8, I went with Tropius, because it's a Brontosaurus thing, Brachiosaurus.
It's a Brontotree!
That grows fruit on its chin. And also it can fly, so I assume it would be like light, I don't know how it flies, but it's a light meat.
Its chin is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A, yeah!
But it's not, it's banab berries. B-A-N-A-B-B-E-R-R-Y.
Fruit is a lot easier to eat than something that I gotta kill.
Yeah, I mean if it's growing berries for people to eat, like you just pick the berries and then let it grow more berries.
And then I can sleep next to it and feel not guilty for murdering a creature.
I mean, obviously there's no way to actually
quantify
what Brontosaurus tastes like, but if you're going by the Flintstones, like in the...
Oh yeah, when he's driving his thing.
In the intro, in the theme, like they go to the drive-in diner.
Brontoburger.
Yeah.
Brontosaurus burger. Yeah, no, I think so.
And they give him like this massive rack of ribs that they put on the side of the car, and it tips the car over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's good enough for Fred Flintstone, it's good enough for Ash Ketchum. And me.
For my number 8, I had Love Disc. That beautiful pink little star heart fish.
Not a star.
Yeah, no, it's not a star at all. It's a little heart. And nothing says romance like going out for a Valentine's Day date in the Pokemon world and having a little love heart shaped fish.
Just a cooked fish that is unscaled and unboned and unfilleted and is just sitting there. It still has the eye in and everything. Is not a romantic meal.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to fillet it and then it would no longer look like a heart.
Yeah, it could.
Unless you just chop the fillets up and shape the fillets into hearts.
No, you literally, so once you've scaled it, you chop the fillet off the side, which leaves that heart shape because you're cutting off the tailbone and you're cutting off the head, which leaves...
The tailbone is the butt of the heart. It doesn't have an actual tail, it is literally just a heart.
Okay, yeah, cool. You're just chopping that off now. Still a heart shape.
My number 7, I went with Wailmer / Wailord. I'm assuming that everything in the Pokemon world is fair game. If you're gonna fight and attack things with it, then you can kill it and eat it.
So no, I couldn't bring myself to eat a Wailmer, based on the fact that A, it's fucking humongous.
You don't have to eat the whole thing by yourself.
Yes.
Do you really think that every time you get a steak, that is the entire cow?
Yes.
You're an idiot.
And Wailmer has that big doofy grin. I fucking love it. It's
I put him on the list because of all the scientific research that Japanese people do. The scientific research has concluded that whale is actually fairly tasty. So that's why I've got Wailord and Wailmer.
What's my number 7? Relicanth!
Yeah.
It's fish. Again, you can fillet it, you can cook it, you can do whatever you want. Yes, it's probably got a strange meat because it's older. It's kind of more like a lungfish, like one, you know, the ancient...
Also, I'm pretty sure a rock type, which might make it a weird flavour.
Crunchy.
Yeah. My number 6, I went with Spoink and Grumpig. Because they're pig, and as we've discussed in both of our previous videos...
Bacon!
Bacon! Pork, ham, prosciutto.
Bacon! Alright, my number 6. What did I have? I went with Breloom.
Breloom? Yeah.
Because it's a big fuck-off mushroom.
Yeah.
It's a walking mushroom. Now, yes, I understand that it's a poison type. But I do assume that, kind of like a pufferfish, there would be edible parts.
I'm pretty sure that even poisonous mushrooms, like, doesn't matter what part you eat, it's all poisonous.
I'm willing to believe that some of the mushrooms that grow on its tail and stuff, if you asked it nicely, it might donate some to a soup or a pizza. And they wouldn't be poisonous. Shroomish? That's just straight up a poisonous puffball.
Yeah.
But I imagine Breloom has some nourishing qualities. And I say that because I do like mushrooms, and I would love the idea of being able to eat one.
And you just want to eat a mushroom right now.
I would, yeah. I mean, I'm hungry.
Number 5, I went for Spheal. Because if you've watched our first generation video, you know I googled what seal tastes like. It's a pretty decent meat, and blubber makes for a good, like, treat, dessert for Inuit children.
How I'm picturing it, you've just got like a yogurt container full of seal fat. You just, mmm!
And they just like cut strips off of it, stick it in ice so that it freezes, and then dig it up and you get like
a fatsicle.
Lardsicle. But there's that, and there's also obviously the meat side to it, which according to Google is
round,
a venison-y type. I didn't even realise that was a pun.
I couldn't bring myself to kill a seal. Or a spheal, for that matter. They're adorable.
And you don't have to go up and club it personally.
Okay, my number 5. Who did I have? I had Sharpedo. Because Flake is meant to be fucking amazing. And Sharpedo be Shark. Shark is Flake. Flake is good.
The weird thing about Sharpedo is that it's like 100% head. It's pretty much cut off right behind the dorsal fin. And like the actual meaty part isn't there.
I imagine there's still like a little fillet somewhere on the shark itself that I can utilize.
At my number 4, I went with...
Number 4!
My number 4, I went with Nummel.
Num 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 num.
While Googling, camel's pretty good taste, apparently.
I always pictured it to be kind of, you know, tough. That's how I pictured camel. Pictured.
It didn't say the texture, but it said it tastes like a cross between lamb and beef.
To me, that sounds like it's going to be tough and chewy.
Yeah. The flavours of lamb mixed with the flavours of beef, mixed with the smoky char-grilled barbecue flavour that naturally occurs in a fire-type Pokemon.
No arguments here at all. My number 4, I went with Swellow. Because Swellow is kind of like an eagle. I mean, yes, it's named after a swallow, but the size of it brings it up more close to an eagle or, you know, a bigger bird. So, turkey-sized. Which means that it's probably got some delicious breast or drumsticks.
They're not birds that people eat. Could be.
Like, it's doing that. Like, its breast is tough and yummy. Like, it's walking around like a turkey.
My number 3, I went with Milotic.
Yeah.
That you had back there. The eel snake, beautiful thing. That is... And it's known as the tender Pokemon. And I don't know if that's supposed to be alluding to its flavour or texture. Yeah, Milotic is a snake eel fish thing. It'd almost definitely get eaten if it existed on Earth.
Yeah, but that's because humans eat anything.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Tropius. It's the big meat Brontosaurus tree. It's got the berries. As I said, I'd try and keep it alive to give me berries and shelter and travel. And
once
a friend.
Stopped giving berries, just slit its throat.
Yeah.
My number 2, I went with Corfish and Crawdont. I like seafood more than you do, so I put it higher on my list. Corfish and Crawdont, you know, they're crayfish, clawfish,
Ocean meat.
crawfish. I don't know what they call it. I think a
Crawdad.
A crawdad is a crayfish.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's called a crayfish. Yeah.
Yeah. My number 2 was Grumpig, the aforementioned pig-a-lig-a-lig. Would be delicious is bacon!
Yeah.
That's all I need. Occasionally ham. I like ham. Smoked ham.
Ham. Number 1, basically, I went with the smoky barbecue chicken. I went with Torchic, Combuskin, and Blaziken. Fire-type chicken. Torchic chow mein.
Same! My number 1 is also Torchic because chicken that's already smoky. Quite frankly, it sounds amazing. I mean, Blaziken probably not so much. The one that's probably going to taste the nice is Combuskin. It looks like a giant drumstick with drumsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already a drumstick. Just grab it by the face.
Deep fry it.
Eat it like King Henry.
Our top 3.
So, top 3. Oh, wait. We haven't discussed the rest of them. We got number 1. Milotic and Corfish. And you went Grumpig and Tropius.
Yeah.
All 4 of them we both had.
So
I'd say yeah, I'll put Grumpig up there.
And then I do believe the Brontomeat is the next best one. Just because it gives us the berry fruit as well as the nice light chicken beef.
The taste of the berry is not the taste of the Tropius. It's 2 completely different things. Well, it's basically the same as like
I think it's
using a chicken for eggs. Like anything in the Pokemon world will produce eggs that I'm sure you could eat. If you're counting the
what about
berry,
Milotic?
I would say Milotic, yeah.
From 3 to 1, we've got Milotic, Grumpig, and Torchic.
Plus the other 2.
That's our top 3.
Remember to like, subscribe, watch our other videos, leave comments on any other top 10 stupid lists you may think you want us to...
Okay. Spread the love, people. We see you next time.
See ya!